Top 10s!
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's very special episode. Two things. First thing, I'm getting married on the 16th. Second thing, my bachelor party was last night and it was a doozy. Anyways, so the reason why we are doing a top 10 is I'm actually going to be gone for a couple weeks. So you're just going to have that lovely bearded fellow Gerard, and he's, oh hey look, you're just going to have that lovely bearded fellow Gerard. And right now Phil and I are going to show you my top 10 favorite video games. Now, you may have seen some of these video games in other top 10s, and I may have even reviewed one or two, but that's okay. We're still going to do it anyways. Right, Phil?
Number 10.
I figured I would start off the countdown with a little bit of Dreamcasty nostalgia. Now this was a game that I actually purchased on a whim one day, and I'm forever glad that I did. Now as a kid, I always wondered what it would be like to be a toy plane flying around the bedroom, or a toy tank traversing the living room carpets, or a toy boat exploring the vast reaches of the bathtub. Well, this game let me satisfy all of my living toy dreams. Graphically, for its time, it was great. The atmosphere was incredibly detailed and well designed. Not to mention the half-robot teddy bear boss thing was frightening as hell. However, one thing that I definitely remember about this game is it was pretty damn difficult. In fact, I'm not sure that I ever actually fully completed the game. But what I do remember are the hours and hours of fun I had with my brother playing in multiplayer mode. Now, if you've never heard of this title before, folks, dust off your Dreamcast and give it a shot.
Number 9.
Sackboy! Ah, who doesn't love that little guy? From the moment I sat down with Gerard and we were introduced to him, we were instant buddies. And how can you not love somebody who is introduced to you by a non-threatening, jolly English disembodied voice? Fantastic. The multiplayer aspect of Little Big Planet is the best. You have to work together with your teammates to get rare items, beat difficult puzzles, and do Mission Impossible jumps. Oh, I loved how many collectibles and unique outfits there were in this game. My favorite was to run through the game as the Daredevil with a hook for a hand and missing teeth. Lovely. Lastly, the music is addicting. I remember having one song in particular stuck in my head for hours. That's right, you know the one.
If you ever step on my patch, I'll bring you down, I'll bring you down. If you ever step on my...
Numero 8.
I've always been a fan of ancient history and mythology, but I was a late bloomer when it came to the God of War series. I didn't play the original until many years after it came out, but the PSP titles are what really pulled me in. After playing those, I waited for the HD re-release of 1 and 2 and ran through them in a couple days. Now luckily I timed it out to the exact moment where God of War 3 came out, so I had 3 amazing games in quick succession. Nobody has ever had such an interesting take on Greek mythology like Santa Monica Studios. They twist the stories and create a network of deceit and violence that paves the way for Kratos to come in and stir up some havoc. Speaking of Kratos, he is probably the most ruthless killing machine in modern gaming. You really feel unstoppable when you go into a killing spree, and he only gets more powerful throughout each game.
Lucky number 7.
Now I'm sure some of you are thinking, Vice City? Why not 3? Or San Andreas? Or 4? Well, probably not 4. Anyways, Vice City, in my opinion, is the best, most balanced Grand Theft Auto game to date. It was filled with extra things to do, but not too many, like having to work out and eat. Vice City had a plethora of firsts for the series as well. The first to have extensive boating, motorcycles, airplanes, and revenue-gaining properties. I know for a fact that I completed this game 100% when it first came out. There were just so many fun things to do, and what 14-year-old doesn't want to own their own strip club or porn studio? Maybe I was a bit young for those aspects of the game. Anyways, a great soundtrack, a fantastic engaging storyline, and a litany of wacky craziness keeps this Grand Theft Auto at the top of my list.
6.
A golden man indeed. I believe that this is the first game that I really sat down and completed the entire thing. I grew up watching my brother play Sonic on Genesis, so when I saw that this was a launch title for Dreamcast, I knew I had to have it. The Dreamcast came with a demo disc. Whoa, remember those? Anywho, on that disc was the first level of Sonic Adventure, and I played it so many times that when I finally got the game, I blew right through the whole thing right away. The environments were so beautifully designed, and I loved to just walk around in the city or hang out in the ancient ruins. Oh man, those flashbacks to when the Echidnas ruled were amazing! The 3D platforming was great, and getting to take your VMU to school and level up your Chow was a sweet added bonus. This game will go down as one of my most fond gaming memories.
Number 5.
Anyone else remember how many hours they dumped into leveling up their Diablo character? I sure do. Finally getting a Wind Force bow and then having your corpse explode in a public map was incredibly frustrating. But let's look at the fun stuff. Diablo 2 had a great single-player campaign, but it really shined in the online multiplayer aspect. I loved spending hours running through dungeons with my best buddy Spencer in high school. And I really loved playing as the Amazon because you could have a hacked version of her where she would literally shoot arrows 360 degrees around herself. Quite overpowered. You know, I was very excited when Diablo 3 was finally released, however the sequel really fell flat for me. I wanted it to bring me back to those days of grinding to become the hero of Tristram, but I only played through the story mode once. And remember kids, no Diablo would mean no more old man snitches.
It's a number 4.
Yeah, you knew this one was coming. There was no way that I could have left this out of my top 10. Now I know I already did an entire episode where I broke Gerard about it. In fact, if you haven't checked that out, here's a link. Click it. I'll let it sit there for a few seconds. That should be good. Moving on.
3.
I know that there are a lot of you out there who are very fond of this series as well. I also know that there are a lot of you with the same vision problems as me after staring at the poorly lit Game Boy Advance screen. But when you had it angled just right, the vivid colors of Golden Sun really popped. The story was great and the cast of characters to go along with it were swell too. The puzzles were challenging and the temples were a blast to defeat. My absolute favorite part about this game was the multitude of combinations you could get with the little elemental sprites called Dijon. Now when you combine them and use them to attack someone, you would get these awesome cutscenes. I loved getting into battles just to watch the Angel of Death drop a magical pyramid on some jerk's butt. Or other ones too. That final boss battle took me ages though, but I don't care. Great memories all around from this fantastic title.
Number 2.
If there's one thing that Blizzard really knows how to nail, it's backstory. The World of Warcraft... Oh wait, that's not what I meant. In the world of... Okay, I don't know how to phrase it without sounding like I'm talking about the MMO that I was horrifically addicted to for many years. The lore of Warcraft is some of the best in all of video game history. With amazingly well-crafted characters like Arthas and Thrall, how could you go wrong? And there's so much backstory to everything, it's unbelievable. It really gives the Star Wars alternate universe lore a run for its money in my brain's list of awesome things. On top of the storyline, there are layers and layers of great gameplay that can keep you engaged for hours. Blizzard definitely knows how to make their tasty and addicting franchises. And one of the most addicting games of all times, League of Legends, was spawned from the Warcraft 3 custom map, Defense of the Ancients.
The ultimate number 1.
Curveball, huh? Well, let me tell you why this is my top game. Yes, it is infinitely diverse. Yes, the gameplay can go from very simple to extremely challenging. And of course, the music is iconic. But what does it for me? This was the first video game that I played. It started it all. When I was 2 years old, my brother was given a Game Boy for his birthday. Yep, that big old gray brick with a green screen. He never let anybody touch it. But one day, he handed it to me, and I turned it on. And I was instantly hooked, flipping, moving, and slamming bricks down to the floor. It was also a game that the whole family could enjoy. Even my mom loved it. We would sit on the couch and take turns to see who could get the best score. Not only was this game amazing, but the childhood memories surrounding it are enough to put it at the top of my list of my favorite video games.
Well, folks, thanks for joining me for my top 10 list of my favorite video games, and I'm sure I missed some of your favorites as well, so be sure to leave your top 10 favorites in a comment below, and also be sure to put in which video game you want me to do a full review of next. So, ooh, exciting, but that's gonna be probably a month or so from now. Alright, another reminder is we are going to actually be doing a live stream at the TGS Studios. We're going to be streaming Final Fantasy VI with Jesse Cox and Dodger and Husky, and Gerard and I are going to be there. We'll be there intermittently because it is the same weekend of my wedding. I might be a little bit stressed out, but it'll be okay. Alrighty folks, don't forget to Face, Twit, Tamblegram, Friendster, all that good stuff. Find us on the internet, say hello, we'll say hello back. Oh, and thank you for helping us get to 50,000 subscribers. That is totally awesome. Now, I think I'm gonna nurse my hangover by taking a 14-hour nap. I wonder what Gerard is up to. Did just get Netflix.
Happy Netflix!